to the Mr. Judd Show here on a beautiful liquid sunshine day in Chattanooga. It's Monday. It's a little wet out there. How much more fun can we have? I am going to be joined here in just a minute by a guest from Chattanoogans for Justice, and we'll get to that. But first of all, let me give you the weather forecast since I've already kind of given it, and I'm not so sure that it's correct right now. I'm going to say, it says it's a 60% chance of showers today. I'm going to say right now it looks to be 100% chance of raining as we speak, but today's high should be 77, 80 tomorrow, 81 on Wednesday, and it looks like we have rain for the next 3 days. It's that climate change happening. Yesterday there was no rain. Today's the rain, and oh my gosh, climate change has happened, and it looks as though the world may be ending right before us. So all right, I'm going to get to sports right quick, and then I have Chrissy Essex-Sen here from Chattanoogans for Justice, and she has got a great story I wanted to tell that happened on Friday, and then, of course, all of the activities this weekend. But let me give you a little update. I know that you were listening to NASCAR on Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 a.m., as I was yesterday, and you heard that Matt Kenseth won the Pure Michigan 400, and I'm sure that next Sunday you're going to be listening to Hot News Talk Radio 1240 a.m. because they're going to be at Bristol, which is almost in our backyard. And if you know Bristol, it's a small track, and it's rubbing and racing and racing and rubbing. It's always a lot of fun. So make sure you listen to it at Hot News Talk Radio 1240 a.m. And if you happen to not be in Chattanooga and maybe you're going to be on the road next weekend or anytime, you can go to the TuneIn app. Very simple. Go to the TuneIn app and just type in Hot News Talk Radio 1240 a.m. and you can hear us anytime, anywhere. And last but not least, go to Twitter. Make Hot News Talk Radio one that you follow so you can keep up with all the events. I know yesterday had a lot of stuff going on between NASCAR. We had the golf match. We had some preseason football going on. And then plus we had all the events with Chattanoogans for Justice. So it was a busy day. Once again, my name is Eric Judd. This is the Mr. Judd Show. Thank you, Chrissy, for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me.
And for representing
Chattanoogans for Justice.
Yes. Now let's promote your Facebook page. It's Chattanoogans for Justice on Facebook.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go there, be a part of that. Like their page. They're doing a lot of good work out there. And I know you were listening last Friday and you heard Chrissy call in and she talked about what was happening with the I think it's the Love Express is who that is, but they have a bus stop ministry. Is that correct?
It's a bus stop express ministry, but they're called Love Express.
Right. Now, what do they do with that? They feed kids before school, basically.
The kids, they feed them from 6 to 8:30. The kids will get off the bus. They can be car riders, walkers, and they will arrive to this house where the couple does the breakfast, and it's a buffet style. The kids will come and get their breakfast and also take snacks for school later that day. And they also take a bag of toiletries with them as well.
So they do a lot of good work.
They do close to 100 kids a day.
Wow. And I know you kind of put it out on the radio that they needed some things, and I'm going to let you go through that right quick. And then I want you to tell a great story that happened at Walmart of all places.
Okay. They need non-perishable breakfast items such as Pop-Tarts. They said fresh fruit, hot chocolate, individual packages, assorted cereal, individual, whole milk, yogurt, individual packs, instant oatmeal, individual packs, eggs, fruit roll-ups, fruit gummies, peanut butter crackers, cereal bars, fruit juice, individual bottles, microwavable popcorn, peanuts, sunflower seeds, string cheese. And then they also need things like snack bags to put like the snacks that they take to school. They need napkins, paper towels, soap, deodorant for the boys and the girls, toothbrushes, toothpaste, toilet paper, bars of soap, sand sanitizers, socks, cups, bowls, hairbrushes, combs, etc. And
I'm sure they could always use a volunteer too.
Oh, they can.
And do they take cash or do they take checks or whatever? Would they prefer?
They prefer food. They have somebody working on their financial part of it. So they prefer just food donations, toiletries, etc. You can drop it off at the studio, or I would be glad to meet you and pick the donations.
And a good way to get a hold of you, let's give your phone number right quick.
It's 423-355-0459.
You can also email her at chatforjustice@gmail.com. That's CHATT, the number 4, justice@gmail.com. And you called in and we talked about this on the air. And then you went to Walmart to talk to Walmart to see what they can do to maybe help these people and kind of tell what happened there.
I was in the customer service waiting to talk to a manager. And while we were talking, a gentleman behind us who is also a Hot News Talk Radio listener had overheard me and the manager talking. And so after we got done talking, he wanted to donate $100 to the organization. And we walked around and bought about it came to about $135 worth of items that they needed. So, and it was touching because I asked him, how he heard about the ministry that I'm working for. And he said he actually heard it on Hot News Talk Radio.
And we'd like to thank all of our listeners. And I'm going to do that right quick. Thank you, 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 and thank you. But no, I mean, that's a nice story. And this is what local news talk can do for you. This is what 1240 AM does. We're owned locally. We're not a corporate machine. And so, Chrissy goes out, gets involved in a great organization, just starts telling people about it, or they overhear, but they've already listened and they know what's going on here at the radio station. And, all of a sudden now these people have all these items that they need, but they need more. Now, did Walmart do anything? Do you have any good at Walmart?
Not yet. I've got to go back and talk to the actual store manager today.
Okay. All right. Well, we know Walmart's listening. I'm guessing that I'm
going to try to go by Target, some of the local food stores.
I think the Bentonville, Arkansas corporate, they listen to hotnewstalkradio.com a lot. And so I would encourage them to get involved. And you can listen to us anywhere, anytime at hotnewstalkradio.com, as well as 1240 AM. Now, that was Friday, which you didn't expect that day to turn out, right?
No, I did not.
Okay.
That was unexpected. And I do have a couple people on my Facebook page that have sent messages. They want to meet up with me in the next couple days.
Right.
Drop off some items.
And I would encourage people to go to the Facebook page. That's Chattanoogans for Justice. Like them, follow them, send Chrissy a message. Say, hey, I want to help, because these people are doing a worthwhile ministry there, and their ministry is really just serving these kids.
And if we can't get food donations and they're limited on funds, they are possibly not going to be able to do this much longer. So we're asking for as much food donations as we can.
Well, let's everybody help them out there, because I know all of our listeners at Hot News Talk Radio are very giving, and we'll make this happen. And then Saturday, now you weren't feeling well Saturday, so you didn't get to go to the main event, which was at the Roundhouse, which the Vice President, Joe Biden, we want to thank him for coming in. We want to thank the Obama administration for really ignoring this issue for, I guess, the past 30 days. Well, wait a minute. He mentioned it once. And we'd also, like to thank them for kind of downplaying this and saying it really wasn't a terrorist act, that this young man had some. So we want to thank them all the way around, but it's not about them. It was about the 5 men that lost their lives that are serving this country.
We were at the parade Sunday, and it was a very nice parade. Mayor Jim Coppinger was there. I did talk to him. I also talked with Sheriff Jim Hammonds, had the Navy, Marines, Coast Guard. So it was a pretty nice parade.
So, and that was Sunday, and that was in the Hamilton Place Mall area?
That was at Hamilton Place around the food court, and that was at 6:30, and I never got to make it to the 2 o'clock at the Lee Highway, which was the memorial dedication.
And that was, I rode by Lee Highway Saturday, and it looked like they were still working and doing some stuff. There were still a lot of people there. Yeah, there were a lot of people at the, this was Saturday evening, about 9 o'clock. And there were still a lot of people there around, and that was after the event on Saturday. All right, so what does Chattanoogans for Justice have next? What are they going to do next that's going to, whatever needs to be done?
Whatever needs to be done, you can call me or join us on our Facebook page. We will refer any issues that you have, problems.
You can also follow you on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter, and it's Chattanooga, the number 4 Justice on my Twitter page.
Okay, and that's the number 4. Is it Chat or Chattanooga?
It's Chat, the number 4.
Chat, CHATT, the number 4 Justice, and that's on Twitter. So make sure you follow her on Twitter, because she does a pretty good job. This is a fairly new Twitter account, and you're just, how many? Yeah, and how many people you have following you? Well over 1,000, right?
No, I've got 566
Oh, okay.
people.
Well, that's great. I mean, that shows the involvement of the community
Mhm.
and how important this is to them, because, you know, we're just 1 month and a day removed that when this horrific terrorist attack, Islamic terrorist attack, I don't want to leave that out, really caught us off guard. And now, you know, we had the stuff with Lieutenant Commander Timothy White, and he, you know, he was facing some harsh realities, and that's really what kind of tell us what happened there. Give us just a little history on how that kind of motivated you to get involved.
Well, the terror attacks really was heartbreaking and upsetting, I'm sure, to all of us. But when I found out that Commander Timothy White, the commander that actually helped take the terrorists down, was going to possibly be charged, I kind of thought, you know, that's not right. We need to be behind our hero instead of charging him. So this is how I brought the organization about, trying to stand behind him and fight for him not to be charged.
And it has continued and expanded to where, you know, not only is it just taking the fight to the people that need to have the fight taken to them, but remembering the people that did lose their lives and their families. That's the other thing. You know, it's we remember the families a lot, but the lives a lot, but the families are the ones who really need the support.
And I encourage everybody to go out to the Lee Highway Memorial. I do go out once a week just to, you know, look at things. And I haven't looked at the memorial that's out there recently, but it looks like there's concrete blocks for each person. So I recommend everybody go out there. And
well, we have a caller, so we're gonna take this call right quick. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
I think you guys are doing a great thing, but now if I have food to drop off, can I drop it by the radio station?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Or I would be glad to meet you.
Well, what's this? I know what the station phone number is. I just called it, but where's the station located that I can drop the food off?
The station is located in Hickson, off of Hickson Pike, and I'll have the exact address for you here in just a second.
Okay.
And then make sure
you guys want stuff that is boxed. You don't want any perishable stuff.
Yes, that is correct. And the station address is 4706 Hickson Pike. That's 4706 Hickson Pike, and it is between Access and 153 on Hickson Pike. And there's Goss Insurance. There's a huge Goss Insurance sign. Turn in there, and we're at the bottom there. They've put us in a corner because we are so hot here on Hot News Talk Radio that if they gave us any more space, then the world may not be safe. But thank you so much, caller.
All
right,
thank you. Guys doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, that was nice of him to call in and to remind us that they can drop this off here at the radio station. That's Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. That's 4706 Hickson Pike, 4706 Hickson Pike. And you can bring it by. We will have someone here. I will warn you because or not warn you, but the show after my show is the Digital Drive. The Diva will be here, and he will take it. I mean, he is a humanitarian, but he will take it. But if he's on the air, you may have to wait just a second, and that would be between 12 and 1. So, but anytime other than that, between 1 and about 6 this evening, bring any of the perishables. And after the break, we're going to go through those things again because I want everybody to know the type of items that they're looking for, because these people are doing a great job. They're feeding kids before they go to school. They're giving them toiletries too.
They started with 10 kids and now it's up to 100.
Wow. And that just shows you the need that we have in this community and communities around America. And you know what, I tell you what else it shows is that people can take care of people and we don't need the government. Right. And that's really what it shows. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. This is the Mr. Judd Show. I am Eric Judd. Happy to be with you on a beautiful, beautiful Monday. I mean, all the liquid sunshine is flowing down, and it is a great place. I'm here with Chrissy Essex of Chattanoogans for Justice. We're going to finish our conversation after a small break here. And before we go to break, I do want to finish up on some sports I had for you. The Lookouts won yesterday, which is huge and big. They continue their winning ways. They will be in the playoffs because they won the first half. And Tim Tebow The former Florida star gets a standing ovation in Philadelphia, and he scored a touchdown. So it's good to see Tim Tebow back, and I think he's finally in an offense to where he will actually do very well. It is raining out there. Make sure you turn your lights on, and make sure you turn your wipers on, and make sure you have an umbrella. The one thing I forgot today.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, it's raining outside, so I'll leave without my umbrella. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. Follow us on Twitter at Hot News Talk Radio, and make sure you get the TuneIn app. It's free. You have no excuse not to get this app, none whatsoever. It is free. Download it on your smartphone. You can listen to Hot News Talk Radio anywhere you want to. We'll be right back after this small radio timeout. My name is Eric Judd. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report, every Sunday at 9 a.m. My guest this week was the former U.S. Ambassador to Russia and Special Assistant to President Obama, Mr. Michael McFaul. He'll be here to separate fact from fiction when it comes to Putin's aspirations for Russia. Don't miss Ambassador Michael McFaul this Sunday at 9 a.m. on the Costa Report, right here on WSDT AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Saudi Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's EJ Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead, 622-3156.
When my brother and I opened the first Jets Pizza, we believed if we made the best pizza, customers would find us. So we made fresh dough each day, used fresh toppings, and premium mozzarella cheese. 300-plus stores later, we still do.
Try Jet's famous 8-corner pizza with premium mozzarella cheese and one topping, now just $11.99 for a limited time only. Jet's Pizza, the best pizza in town. 3600 Hickson Pike.
Life is short. Eat better pizza.
Let's get Jets. Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
You are listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. But you already knew that, right? That's what everybody's listening to. I mean, we're the fastest growing talk radio station in Chattanooga, I know, maybe in the nation. We may be I know we're the hottest. We are the hottest in the nation. No one talks it the way we do. My name is Eric Judd. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. And we want you to follow us on Twitter. And that's a easy way to do it. Everybody tweets. Just go to Twitter and then type in at Hot News Talk Radio. Follow us, and you can be a part. If you see something that's going on, like yesterday, we had so much going on, people were tweeting in, and we'll let you report the news. We'll let Chattanooga and the world decide, and that's kind of what we do on our Twitter page. You can always hear us if you're in your car and you're about to get out and you're going into cubicle land and you're going, man, I'd love to hear what they're talking about. All throughout the day, it's simple, hotnewstalkradio.com, hotnewstalkradio.com. And you can listen to us all day because I know you want to hear the Digital Drive after my show. He's going to be talking about the cell phone surveillance during the Saturday event that was here in Chattanooga when the vice president was here. And I'm sure if they were doing some surveillance on his cell phone, that was probably pretty entertaining. And then after the Digital Drive, we have Laura Ingraham, 1 to 3. And then we have the number 2 talk show host in the nation, Sean Hannity, from 3 to 5. Hot News at 5, where we give you an hour of local news, national news, as well as traffic and weather. And that's from 5 to 6. And then the most unique show on the radio, bar none, from 6 to 7 is Cowboy Up with Tex. And I know he was fired up on Friday. He had both of his 6 guns in here. He had his cowboy hat on. He had his brand new boots on. And for the first time ever, and here's how I know he was fired up. He wore spurs. He had his spurs, or you could hear him jingling around, and he was doing it. So you want to listen to Cowboy Up with Tex from 6 to 7. I am with the founder, right? The founder. Okay. I'm with Chrissy Essex, the founder of Chattanoogans for Justice, which kind of started as a single focused, but has really expanded itself to where you really are taking the term justice and expanding it out to other things that people that need help.
Correct.
All right. We had talked about on Friday, you had gone to the Bus Stop Ministries, which is done by Love Express. And they were actually on David Tulis' show last week too. And see how that works. People are listening to Hot News Talk Radio and they hear this, and then you go out and you go visit them and say, is there a way I can help? Find out that they feed 100 kids a day, not a week, a day. And you also found out that they need some things.
I do.
And they really don't want money as much as they need items.
They don't want any kind of financial. They have somebody take care of that, but they did ask for a lot of non-perishable food. I'm going to just go through the list real quick. Pop-Tarts, fresh fruit or cut fruits, hot chocolate individual wrapped, sugar, assorted cereal individual wrapped, whole milk, yogurt, instant oatmeal in individual packages, fresh eggs, fruit roll-ups, fruit gummies, cereal bars, bottled water, individual fruit juice, microwavable popcorn, individual packs of peanuts, sunflower seeds, string cheese. They also need snack bags and sandwich bags to put the gummy bears and stuff like that in. They also need napkins.
Okay, before you get in that, I want to, because let's talk about that for a while, because we know that they feed people breakfast and they need these food items, which is so important. And if you want to drop off food items, you can here at the station. It's 4706 Hickson Pike. That's 4706 Hickson Pike. Easy to find. There's a huge sign that says Goss Insurance. They put us in the basement. But you know what? That will never, ever be able to contain Hot News Talk Radio. But they need, and this is something, when you called in on Friday, we were talking about the items you need for the breakfast. But the next list of items are toiletries that they need, that they actually give the kids to take with them.
What they do is they're set up like a buffet style. The kids will get their breakfast. They hand them little baggies of like gummy bear, stuff like that. And then they also have toiletries. They take lunch paper bags, and the kids will fill the bags with toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, combs, brushes, whatever they may need that they don't have at home. So on top of getting a breakfast, they also get the toiletries that they may need before they get.
And so they need the toiletries are just as important as the breakfast.
Yes.
And if you can do both, that would be great. Whatever you can do.
Listening to some of the stories, they did tell us that some of these kids, their parents aren't at home. They had one little boy that was sitting on their doorstep at 3:00 in the morning, waiting on them to serve breakfast. He didn't know where either one of his parents were.
That's so
seen
sad.
them all weekend.
That is so sad. Mm-hmm. And how old are the kids there?
They're anywhere from, they said, kindergarten to 12th grade.
Wow. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So that old. Wow. Well,
it's bus kids. They're walkers that may walk to the bus stop, and even car riders. Parents are dropping their kids off at the bus stop, grab a breakfast, and then take them to school. So it's not just bus kids.
So it's 100 kids, you're going to have a wide variety anyway. But they do need these items, and these items are important. If you missed it in the first segment, Chrissy told us about she was at Walmart talking to Walmart about donating some items. She also said she's going to go to Target today. Is that correct?
Target. I'm just going to try some of another Walmart and Saudi, maybe Aldi's, Publix.
Right.
Whoever wants to
buy low. I mean, I don't know if you,
buy low.
But while she was talking to Walmart, there was a gentleman there, one of our callers. We want to thank you. He wanted to remain anonymous. And he went through the store and bought about $130 worth of items.
He did. And I was not expecting that. He overheard. He was in the line behind me.
He kind of told you a story about himself, too, you may want to tell.
Yeah.
Because this is pretty good.
He said he was, his parents were killed in a car wreck when he was in his 20s and left him homeless. He lived on the streets for about 10 years. And as he was on the street, he met a pastor of a church. The pastor invited him to church. He became a Christian, got saved, got married, got his own company started. And telling me the story, that's what encouraged him to, help out. He said he was in that shape at one point. So
here's a man that can identify with these children. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure once he heard that, he said, I have to do something. Yes. And I think that's great. I mean, I really do. I think that, and that's what you do. What do you give forward. Yes. And that's what this man has done. And, you don't have to spend $130. No. If you go by and pick up 3 or 4 of these items and bring them in, that would be great. Let's give your phone number out in case they can't get by the radio station. You said you may can meet somebody somewhere.
Phone number is 423-355-0459. If you can't drop anything off by the station, feel free to call me and I'll be glad to meet you.
Give that one more time.
423-355-0459.
Now you can also go to the Facebook page, and that's Chattanoogans for Justice on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and type in Chattanoogans for Justice. You can contact Chrissy through there. There's probably a little more information on the Facebook page, or you can email her, and the emailer is chatforjustice@gmail.com. That's CHATT, the number 4, justice @gmail.com. And you're on Twitter.
I'm also on Twitter, and it's chat, CHATT, the number 4, justice on Twitter.
So follow her on Justice. Follow her on Justice. That way you can, follow her on Twitter. And then I'm sure she does a great job of getting information out. And so, you can know what's going on there, and you can contact her through Twitter too. That way we've got all the social media covered. And we have, the hottest radio station in Chattanooga, bar none, is putting its signal out. And we put it out on Friday, and we see what happens. So
another thing that kind of Friday when I went out to meet with the couple, EPB was there, and they were actually putting free Wi-Fi in. But when they found out about the bus stop ministry, they ended up buying 100 kids sausage biscuits.
That's great. See, isn't that wonderful? All right, let me ask you, how many people are doing this? I mean, are working there helping then? Is it just 2 people, 4 people, or?
Well, it's actually just the husband and the wife, Chris and Dorothy Roll. And then if anybody wants to come help volunteer, they can. I met about 2 or 3 others that were helping with the breakfast. And then, so yes, I'm pretty sure they would take any volunteers that might.
And if you need, if you'd like to volunteer, maybe that's what you feel called to do, then you can contact Chrissy and make sure, I'm sure she'll set you up so that you can get out. What time do they start?
6 in the morning till 8:30.
Okay. And but I'm sure they start a little earlier.
And they do. And they also said they work on Saturdays, and I didn't get the time on Saturdays, but they said kids are coming on Saturdays. So they're going ahead and feeding them as well.
Okay. Now, do they get any, they're calling it a ministry. Is it just strictly a ministry of service, or are they getting any kind of spiritual food too, or do you know?
They do say that they, any kids that they can.
We have a caller. Let's go to the caller and we'll come back with that. Hello, caller.
I just looked on your Twitter site at the radio station, and it looks like they may still be charging Commander White. I remember you guys were going to protest. You still going to do that if they don't come clean as to whether they're going to charge him or not? And I'll listen on the radio. Thanks.
Yes, we are. If he is still being charged, we are going to have our march to try to.
And it may be put back a day or 2. But
yeah, once we find out for sure, then I may push it back another week.
And the reason the caller calls in and brings that up, because that's really how Chattanoogans for Justice started.
Yes.
Was the charging of Lieutenant Commander White, and to say, hey, look, this guy's a hero. He shouldn't be charged with anything. This guy is a hero.
Right.
So, You know, you should have. I know you felt bad, but boy, if you could have gotten in Joe Biden's ear and just twisted his ear pretty good and gave him some good old Southern hospitality with some, bless yous and other things, I bet they wouldn't be even thinking about charging him right now, would they?
Know what?
But Chattanooga for Justice started with the Lieutenant Commander White being charged, maybe, and it's kind of morphed into even a bigger, higher purpose of calling, maybe.
Yeah, when I found out he may possibly be charged, I was pretty upset about it because he is one of the ones that took, the terrorists down, and I felt like it.
And let's give a little background. Commander White or Lieutenant Commander White is the one that used his personal service weapon to return fire to the Islamic terrorists that were trying to kill and did kill people at that facility.
He did, over 5 people.
Yeah, I could see why they would want to charge him. I mean, come on, I mean, do you not ever want to walk up and slap these people in the face? What are you thinking about? What is going through your mind? I mean, I understand it's a political thing, and they, if he wants to run for president, I get that. But anyway, so if it does come down and it looks like they're going to charge him, then you will be back in action on that, and we will have the protest.
We will have the march, and
march.
We're looking at the march at the Federal Building on Georgia Avenue. I don't know a date as of yet, but that's what
we had it scheduled.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden
we got a news report that he was not going to be charged.
And so there's no use in doing that. And so you kind of went from there into other things, which are great, and one of these things is this bus stop ministry.
And I'm here for anything throughout the community, whether it's justice for, commander, if it's, you need anything within the community that you need issues with or anything, feel free to contact me.
And you can go to the Facebook page, which is Chattanoogans for Justice, and it gives you a place for your voice to be heard and to support Chrissy and what she's doing. And she needs the support too. We've talked about the support here of the Love Express, but, give her support. Just go on Facebook, like it, and say, thanks for doing whatever you're doing. Whatever the issue you see there, and say, I like that. Or, another way to really express thanks to her, and it would be a way that the bus stop ministry would benefit too, is, take $5-10, go to the dollar store, and then, just drop something here by the station. And the station address is 4706 Hickson Pike. That's 4706 Hickson Pike. We're between Access and 153. There's a humongous Gauss insurance sign. If you turn in there, even if you go up and walk in their lobby, they're going to politely tell you to come downstairs, and we'll be more than happy to take that and make sure that bus stop ministry through Love Expressed will get all of this.
And it's not just they're feeding the kids. They also told me that they do periodically from time to time go over to all the schools in Chattanooga, and they check on the children, make sure they're not getting in trouble. And if they are, they try to talk to them, but they also try to help them as well. And
when we come back, I want to expand, and you were talking about EPB was there putting in free Wi-Fi. There's a reason they were doing that, and we want to talk about that, which is, this has probably started, we're going to feed 8 or 10 kids and help them out. And now we're really seeing how big this is a need in the community. And we'll talk about that when we come back. We're going to be back here in just a moment or two. You listen to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. If you are about, let's say you're driving right now, and, I want you to pull over, and you're about to, let's say you're headed over to South Pittsburgh, and you think you're going to lose our signal. What I want you to do is just download the TuneIn app, type in Hot News Talk Radio 1240 AM. You can listen to us anywhere, anytime, because I know you don't want to miss the next segment. My name is Eric Judd. This is the Mr. Judd Show. Following me is the one and the only, the diva himself, the kid, and the Digital Drive. He'll be up from noon to 1. And as always, he has a stellar show planned. We'll be right back after these commercials. We're going to talk about how EPB was there on Friday at the Bus Stop Ministries and what they were doing there and why. My guest is Chrissy Essex. I thank her for being here, and we'll finish up this next segment. We'll be right back.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
If you have the DTs, shake, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia, you need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out? Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook, open Sunday. Cell Surgeon, we bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
Sky Aerial Services uses advanced drone technology to give you a better perspective and depth of your property and project. We offer aerial photography and video for your business, farm, home, or advertising campaigns, as well as editing services to complete the experience. Call us at 423-521-0284 and see how we can help you tell your story about your business, property, or project. We work with real estate professionals, both commercial and residential, developers, engineer inspectors, surveyors, ad agencies, auto and boat dealers, mapping services, insurance inspectors, corporate marketing, charity events, weddings, and photographers. Our consultation is free. Call 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284, or visit our website, skyaerialservices.com. Sky Aerial Services. The sky is our limit.
We've got a table here at Delia's in Saudi Daisy, ready to delight in a plate of authentic Mexican food. Delia's spreads a rich selection: loaded nachos, crazy chicken, homemade tamales, maybe the enchiladas with beef, chicken, pork, quesadillas. Every dish beautifully pictured on the menu to help us decide. Join us for lunch or dinner. We're at Delia's in Saudi Daisy on Dayton Pike near the Thrasher Light. Here's dinner. Delia's uses the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection. Nachos, homemade. Delia's open every day except the Lord's Day. For lunch and dinner, treat yourself to Delia's genuine Mexican food. In Saudi, call 521-7145. That's 521-7145.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. It is a glorious, beautiful Monday in God's own paradise here in Chattanooga. All right, it is raining. Actually, it looks like the rain has picked up, so I'm going to give the weather forecast. It's going to be about 77 today. I'm going to say rain, at least for the next 2 minutes, rain. I think it's supposed to rain all day today, about a 90% chance tomorrow, 80% chance on Wednesday, and the high in the low 80s. So there's your weather. There's your Hot News Talk Radio weather forecast, which news director Russell Stroud just blasted me a new one, telling me I'm not giving the weather enough, and really got on to me kind of hard. I'm glad I have thick skin, is all I can say, because, man, the way he talks to me sometimes. And the kid's coming up after me, and he has the digital drive where I think he says he has found out a way to spy on Joe Biden's cell phone. So this ought to be an interesting conversation. Ought to be a real interesting conversation. I'm here to continue our discussion with Chrissy Essex, and she is with Chattanoogans for Justice. They have a Facebook page. Go to Chattanoogans for Justice, like the Facebook page, see what there's going on there. They also have a Twitter account, and I know you're already a part of the Hot News Talk Radio Twitter account, which you report, and we'll let Chattanooga and the world decide. And I know you're already listening to us on your TuneIn app, and that's at Hot News Talk Radio 1240 AM. And everybody knows that we're the official NASCAR station, the only official NASCAR station in Chattanooga at 1240 AM. But Chrissy has a Twitter account, and we want you to follow her also and be a part of Chattanoogans for Justice. And it's very simple. It's chat, CHATT, the number 4, justice, and that is on Twitter. All right, Chrissy, let's talk about what you didn't know. You show up Friday to see what you can do to help these people at the Bus Stop Ministry and EPB's there. And what were they doing?
They were there. I had an appointment with Chris and Dorothy at 10. They were there. They were there since, I think, 5 o'clock in the morning. They were actually bringing the children sausage biscuits, but they're also setting up free Wi-Fi for the children, I guess, if they're wanting to play games, until the bus or whatever. But they were there to set free Wi-Fi up.
No, that's very nice. And they brought, you said they brought 100 sausage and biscuits. Wow. For each child. That is incredible. That is incredible. And that was EPB Telecom who did that, and that was on Friday. Do you know if they have any other corporate people that will do that or do things like that? I mean, what a great thing for an office or corporation. You know, if you're part of a larger business, which I know, we talk about small business, local economies here, but, let's say you're a larger business and you and your business would like to do something like that, contact Chrissy, give your phone number. So if somebody wants to contact you.
Okay. My phone number is 423-355-0459.
Call her if you have an interest. Maybe you want to supply the next breakfast for 100 kids. And, you can go volunteer. She also has a huge list of things they need, not only breakfast items, non-perishable breakfast items, things like Pop-Tarts, sugar, just your basic breakfast items, but they also need toiletries, all kind of toiletries. And the reason they need the toiletries is,
well, they may not have it at their house.
They give it to the kids, each
right.
kid. Yeah.
They give them a paper lunch sack, and the kids fill the paper lunch sack with toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, whatever it is, socks, underwear, whatever they may need.
Okay. Well, I mean, and that, what a great noble cause that is, that these people have undertaken. How long have they been doing it? Do you know?
3 years. And I think they started out at 10 kids, and they were actually begging kids to come to their home.
And now they're begging for,
yes.
But what a great ministry. And it, it's a true ministry where they're just serving these kids. And I think you said they're not really giving any kind of lesson as far as,
no, they do
belief lesson or anything.
They do go from time to time to the kids' school. She said they cover all over Chattanooga, and they will just pop in, let them know who they are, and just check on the kids that come to the bus stop, and make sure things. And if they get in trouble, they talk to them. But they're trying to be mentors to them too.
Now, do these people have kids in the school system, or are they?
Their kids are all grown. I believe they have four adult kids and then 11 grandchildren. So I'm sure some of their grandchildren may be
right.
at school.
But what a great cause! Just that simple act of feeding these kids, I'm sure, is making a huge difference.
And they're from kindergarten to 12th grade.
That's a huge gamut of running there.
And it's not just a bus stop. It's parents, car riders will drop them off to get a breakfast and then take them to school. Walkers. They said kids from all over Avondale.
That is incredible. Now, where are they located exactly in the Avondale area?
They're on Dotson Avenue.
Okay.
I'm not for sure their address. I can get that, but they're on Dotson Avenue, right at a bus stop. They have about 5 or 6 tables lined up for buffet style, and then they have big white tents, and they're on the corner of Dotson.
So you couldn't mention, if you're going down Dotson Avenue, you cannot miss them,
They're
especially
the
between,
side.
you say between 6 and 8:30 in the morning?
Yes.
And if you would like to, they really don't want money. They would take volunteers. That would be great, but they also need a list of items. And I'm going to get Chrissy to go through this list of items one more time. And we want to make sure that we get a lot, we take care of these people because they are definitely doing God's work.
They are. The non-perishable, it's Pop-Tarts, fresh fruit or fruit cups, hot tea and hot chocolate individual bags, honey, sugar, assorted cereal in individual boxes, whole milk, yogurt, instant oatmeal in individual bags, fresh eggs. They make the eggs hard boil for the children, fruit roll-ups, fruit gummies, peanut butter crackers, cheese crackers, cereal bars, bottled water, fruit juice individual, microwavable popcorn, sunflower seeds, and string cheese.
That's the type of perishable items they need. You can drop them by the radio station, 4706 Hickson Pike. That's 4706 Hickson Pike. Not only do they need the perishable food items for the breakfasts they serve, but they also give these kids things to take home. And I'm going to let you go through that list right quick. And these are items that they would take with them.
They would deodorant for male, female, toothbrush, toothpaste, toilet paper, bars of soap, hand sanitizer, socks. They're asking for new underwear, hairbrush, hair comb, lotion.
I mean, just all the items that it takes for a child to live with. And you were telling me, let's tell this one more time, why they do this, because a lot of these kids don't have parents at home.
They don't. They were telling me a little boy showed up on their doorstep, I think on a Monday at 4:00, asking when they were going to serve breakfast. And they told them they would try to get out there as quick as possible. But he said that he hasn't seen his parents all weekend.
And that is a true ministry of what they're doing. And that is incredible.
And they are very nice people.
That I would say so. I would say they're very, very nice people. And you are doing yeoman's work yourself, and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Once again, this started with the Lieutenant Commander White that was going to be charged, and now we're seeing that the Navy may still charge him. And if that happens, if we find out that that is a true source, then you'll swing back into action. We'll have that rally down at the federal courthouse.
Yes.
And let them know that this guy's a hero.
Yes, he is.
And that this guy is, he probably should get a medal,
I think
not charged.
Right.
Maybe they should give him a government charge card and he go, spend a little money or something. But that's the only charging that ought to be going on.
But I will, if he is charged, then I will probably go to, I'll put that on my Facebook page and Twitter when the march is going to be, the rally. It'll be down at the federal court building on Georgia Avenue. Try to get as many people out as we can.
Absolutely. And keep in mind that you can follow the Facebook page. It's Chattanoogans for Justice on Facebook page. Just type in the search there, Chattanoogans for Justice. Also follow her on Twitter, and that's Chat for Justice. That's CHATT, the number 4 Justice on Twitter. And if you do the same thing, if you type in chat, CHATT, for justice at gmail.com, you can email her, give your phone number. So if anybody wants to get with you and maybe meet you somewhere and give you some items or something.
Phone number is 423-355-0459. And if you can't swing your items by the station, I'll be glad to meet with you.
If you can get by here about 1 o'clock, starting from about 1 to 6 today, we'll have someone here to make sure that these items are taken, please. We ask that you do that. Following my show, of course, is the Digital Drive with the one and only The Kid, the diva of the radio station, our number one show at Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM, the number one. Of course, number 2, and right on his heels is the David Tulis Show, which is right before me, 9 to 11. So make sure you set your alarm and get up and hear, so you can hear him tomorrow. Number three is Cowboy Up with Tex. And I'm telling you, you have to, if you listen to him once, you're hooked. Number 4, I guess we'll let Sean Hannity come in there since he's number 2 in the nation, but he's number 4 here at this radio station. And they said my ranking is to be determined, but I tell them all to watch out because I'm coming and I'm coming hard. And I tell you what, they better watch out.
Bump you to number 1.
That's it. That's my goal. I'm going to take the kid out. I'm taking the kid out.
He may not like that.
No, he may not like. I'm going to give him a fight though. But on at 5 o'clock every day, we do something that I think is no one else in town does it. For an hour, we do news, and it's local news, and it's national news, and it's world news. But we also are going to give you traffic and weather. Today, the weather is going to be very important on your drive home as well as traffic. So make sure you listen to Hot News Talk Radio, Hot News at 5. And that's 5 to 6. That's why, hence the name, Hot News at 5. Well, we're clever like that. We are marketing geniuses like that. But we're talking to Chrissy Essex with Chattanoogans for Justice.
Yes.
And she does great work, kind of a conduit for all of these people, I guess. Is that the best? How would you describe yourself? I'm going to put her on the...
Oh, my goodness. I don't know.
You just care. I mean,
I'm there to help whoever needs help. If you need justice, whatever it is you need, I'm here to help you.
Well, and I think this is exactly what talk radio is for. We're a local station. We're owned locally. There's no big corporate people here. Even though the news director has all these rules for me, I think he's trying to make me corporate, but that's not going to work. But anyway, but we are locally owned. We're in the community. We want to be involved in the community. And that's exactly what Chrissy does. She said, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm going to get involved. And I think that's what everyone needs to do. And once again, you can
shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm constantly on my Facebook and Twitter, and
that's Chattanoogans for Justice.
Right, on Facebook, and then Twitter's Chat, CHATT, the number 4 Justice, and I'm constantly, reading messages, whatever it is. I'm constantly putting things out there and updating information.
And we've gone through the list items several times, but if you'd like to, it's dry good items for breakfast, and then it's toiletries also that we need for these kids. You can drop them by the radio station. That's 4706 Hickson Pike, 4706 Hickson Pike. At the same time, if you'd like to volunteer, they do need volunteers. This is 2 people feeding 100 kids 5 days a week.
Yes.
So they would love some help. Give your phone number out. Maybe you could connect people.
Phone number is 423-355-0459. And it takes them, I think, around lunchtime to clean everything up.
Well, I can imagine. I bet they probably start about 4 a.m. and they don't finish till 11 or
8:30.
yeah.
Well, clean
Well,
up.
yeah,
about
their
noontime.
whole day. So, what a great ministry these people are doing. They would love some help. Maybe you can't get by there in the morning. You want to go by and help clean up. I'm almost sure they would not say, no. Can you come back later? They would love that. And, sometimes helping the people that do the ministry is, a lot of times we forget about them, and it's great that we're worried about the kids. We want to make sure we get this information to them, but helping the people that are helping the kids is just as important with that support.
Yes, it is.
You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. After the great kid, and if you haven't watched his show, he does these high kicks when he's excited, and and I always like to keep up with how many he does. And the reason I can watch it if I'm not here is because we are on YouTube at Hot News Talk Radio. Maybe you come in at the end of this discussion and you want to see the whole show. You can just go to YouTube and just type in Hot News Talk Radio, and all of our shows are downloaded there. Maybe you missed the David Tulis show. Why you would want to miss the David Tulis show, I don't know, but you can go back on YouTube and see what his show was about this morning, where he actually talked to an Uber driver. That's like one of those mystery places, an Uber driver. Who's an Uber driver? But he talked to one. And you know what? I'll tell you something else I would encourage you to do, and I'm going to challenge our listeners to do this. Go to Nooganomics.com, Nooganomics.com, and read the single best writer in this city that he publishes 2 or 3 times a week. Outstanding stuff. Just a great writer, good read. So that's Nooganomics.com.
I love listening to David.
Now David does a good job.
Stuff.
He does. He's very thorough. He and I are polar opposites. Thank you for listening to the Mr. Judd Show. My name is Eric Judd. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. Following me is the Digital Drive with the Kid, where he's going to teach you how to tap into the vice president's cell phone. So you want to hear that. Now, I know he's going to talk about cell phone surveillance. And as always, he's very thorough too. After him, stick around because we've got this young lady, I don't know if people have heard of her or not, named Laura Ingraham. She'll be here from 1 to 3. And then, of course, Sean Hannity from 3 to 5. And then we have the Hot News at 5, which is local news, traffic, and weather, which you're going to need today with the rain. And then the most unique show in Chattanooga market, Cowboy Up with Tex. Don't want to miss Tex. I want to thank you for listening. And Chrissy, thank you for coming in and spending time with us and educating the public for Chattanoogans for Justice. One more time right quick. It's Facebook, Chattanoogans for Justice.
Yes. Twitter is chat, CHATT, the number 4, Justice.
Okay.
And my phone number is 423-355-0459.
Thank you for listening to Hot News Talk Radio. It's 1240 AM. It's almost noon. What are you going to do for lunch? I know. You're going to listen to the Digital Drive.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report, every Sunday at 9 a.m. My guest this week was the former U.S. ambassador to Russia